Welcome to the Movie Guys podcast. My name is Wes.
I'm Sean.
We decided to start a little podcast. We both love movies, and this is obviously our first podcast, so it's probably going to sound like shit. We both love movies. So how we want to play this is we are going to watch a movie, and you are going to watch along with us if you want. We are going to do our own little commentary on the movie, whether we like it or not, whether you like it or not. Sean, anything on that?
We're going to be talking about the movie we're going to watch. We're going to kind of lead into other topics along the same movie, actors within the movie, facts about the movie, about other movies about it. Just all sorts of fun stuff about movies.
So tonight, our first movie is going to be the first XMen movie from, 2000?
From 2000.
2000, all right.
Yeah, directed by Bryan Singer.
Bryan Singer. I am so bad when it comes to names and directors, and you're going to be correcting me all the time, and I'm going to always be at a loss for names on everyone. You seem to know actors way better than I do.
Hey, someone's got to be running with.
Right. So right now, pause the podcast if you want to join with us. Get your copy of X-Men out, or get on Disney Plus or whatever streaming service has it right now. Get it set up, and we're going to start it here in just a second. So we are going to start it in 3, 2, 1, now. Hey, the good old 20th Century Fox logo.
Yeah, we don't seem to see that anymore.
No. Deadpool made fun of that quite a bit in his last outing.
I guess if you want to go to the void, you can find it.
Yeah, right? I actually kind of miss the old... I've always enjoyed the 20th Century Fox fanfare logo.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It does remind me of a certain few movies, this one being one of them, too.
Yeah. Well, I was always... Star Wars, that's so nostalgic for me in the 20... I mean, granted, I know the last... How many are Star Wars films now have all been just Disney, basically, or... How do they introduce... Or they got their own logo now, don't they?
I think they might.
Yeah. Now it's like C-3PO and... It
is, yeah. It's got a little Disney in there. We got C-3PO,
Darth
Vader.
Yeah, it's something different.
Yeah.
But, So tonight, yes, we're doing X-Men. We are going to do any and all movies. This is not going to be just Marvel. This is not going to be just superheroes. This is going to be literally any movie we want to do. Some movies, we're going to attempt to do this twice a month. Sean's going to pick a movie, and then I'm going to pick a movie. Sean picked this first movie because I couldn't think of anything right away. So next, I have not decided yet on what my next movie is. I'm going to try and decide what my movie is going to be by the end of this podcast.
So the original X-Men is one of my favorite movies. I've seen it as a kid 100 times. I know it like the back of my hand. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is one of my cinematics favorite movies, favorite characters of all time. It's just a blast. It's down to earth. It's gritty. It's somewhat realistic, minus, not the powers, of course, but it's kind of realistic the way they have the story and what's involved with the film. Right now we're just watching a scene. It's back during World War II era, showing a very young Magneto in the Holocaust times. Just once again showing a very realistic, gritty start to this film.
I remember when I first saw this in theaters, I was like 10. Sadly, even though I knew who the X-Men was, I did not relate this movie at all to the cartoon.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I remember this scene, where he's pulling the gates apart, and I had no idea what I was in for. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
And yeah, same here, being 10 when I saw this as well. I honestly don't even know if I knew this was the Holocaust or what was going on in this first scene.
Yeah, I don't think I knew much about the Holocaust. I probably heard about it, but I don't think I ever put much thought into what the Holocaust was at 10 years old.
Yeah.
I don't think most 10-year-olds would, to be honest.
No.
At that point, you're still just living your life, enjoying being a freaking 10-year-old.
Right? So yeah, now we're going to see little Magneto pull apart some metal gates here, just finally witnessing and realizing he has some powers, not knowing what's going on.
So, in the X-Men universe, like, mutants have been around basically since the beginning of time, right?
They go back way when,
Yeah.
I believe so.
I know the X-Men movies just got really weird with time and everything.
Yeah, their timelines are kind of convoluted.
I've seen a few explanations over the years, and kind of when they got to I almost said Young Avengers, the new First Class. Now that I liked the First Class movie, that one wasn't bad, but like I've yet to see Dark Phoenix. I probably should see that one. But some of those, I struggled through some of those.
I would agree. I mean, the intentions were there, but the first three X-Men, the first trilogy, the actors were perfect. The lining was there, the timeline was right.
Yeah.
And then they went into the First Class, which, like you said, First Class was an amazing film. I feel like it was top-notch with the first two X-Men. But after that, they kind of, I don't want to say fell apart, but the timeline got so convoluted, and they kind of didn't seem to really know where they were heading.
And that was Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique, even in the first one, right? The First Class.
Yeah.
She is and I love Jennifer Lawrence. I got a big crush on her. But she just never felt right to me as Mystique for some reason.
I would almost agree, and I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I'm not saying she did a bad job at acting as her. Just I can never remember this Mystique's actual name.
Rebecca Romijn.
Yes.
At the time, Rebecca Romijn Stamos.
Yes, I loved her so much. I thought not that I had a big crush on her as a 10-year-old, but I just thought she fit the part very well. Now, by the time X-Men 3 came out, yes, I had a bit of a crush on her. Especially that scene where, oh my god, you almost got to see her naked.
Oh, she lost her powers.
Yeah. I remember me and my friends, we were all like freaking out about that. Like, wow, did you see that? By the way, this podcast, it's probably a little late to mention it now, but I would consider this more of an R-rated podcast. I cannot be held accountable for what comes out of my mouth.
I would agree 100%. Jennifer Lawrence is a great actress. She does some phenomenal roles in films. But I guess maybe she didn't have that cutting edge that Rebecca Romijn had playing Mystique.
No. I've liked her in quite a bit of films. Not that I'm a huge fan of the Hunger Games movies, but she did that part very well.
She did. Now we're getting introduced to Jean Grey, which we'll eventually find out she's one of the most powerful mutants ever to exist.
Yeah, I was so unprepared for this podcast. I was going to watch this movie today. I had the day off. I was supposed to have the day off. I ended up working almost 12 hours today. I was going to sit down and actually figure out how to use all the podcast stuff, and I ended up getting over to your house here, and we had to figure it all out prior to actually starting this. So hopefully this is going well so far.
Yeah, that's the lives of two family men.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, sometimes we're lucky we even get to hang out.
Yeah.
So we're going to try our damnedest to put out 2 episodes a month at the very least. Unfortunately, come summer, both of our lives get very busy. You do a lot of fishing and camping. I do a lot of other types of camping and motorcycle-related events. So we are just both kind of all over the place in the summer.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Yeah. We might be able to sneak out an episode here and there.
Oh, yeah. Especially when new movies come out, maybe we'll have a little short podcast just talking about new movies we saw. Or at the beginning of some of these, we will talk about new movies that came out. We will give spoiler warnings before we talk about spoilers. We don't want to ruin new movies for anybody.
That's for sure. That's one of the worst things. And back when this movie came out, not that there's much to spoil this movie, but back then you didn't know everything that was going to be in the movie. You went to the theater and you were surprised, you were happy, didn't know what was coming.
I miss those days so much.
So do I. And now, yes, I love it, but like Doomsday, for example, they introduced the whole entire cast to us almost a year ago. It's like, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, and they keep showing well, at this point in time, today is Friday, January 9th. What, we've got 3 trailers out right now?
Yeah, 3 teaser trailers.
Yeah. And we already know, we already know we got Steve Rogers back. Obviously, we knew Robert Downey was going to be back. That was pretty obvious. That was like the first thing they announced. All of it.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
What was the second one? Thor.
We got Thor.
Which, that's not surprising because they never really killed him off.
No, he was still out there and never wrote him off.
And then we got, again, I'm so bad at names. What's his name as Cyclops?
Oh, we got him, James Marsden.
Yeah.
Which I'm super excited he's coming back.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great Cyclops.
Which, to me, he's like another Paul Rudd. I don't think he ages.
He doesn't, does he?
No, because I've seen, what was the movie, Sex Drive? He played like a damn teenager in that film. I don't think he was exactly a teenager, but he wasn't like a straight up adult either in that film. And that was after he played Cyclops in this film. That was like almost 8 years after he played Cyclops in this film.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and he's a good actor. He's kind of all around. He's in serious roles like this, and he's also in a lot of comedy movies.
Yeah.
I think he's hilarious. He's in the Sonic movies. He's fun in there.
Yeah, those are fun for like my kid. I enjoy watching those with him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd really sit down and watch it myself, but
I think I would.
Do you? Yeah, I mean they're all right.
Yeah.
Oh, I like a lot of the stupid cartoons. Like I love like South Park and Bob's Burgers and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
King of the Hill. I like those kinds of stuff.
So we're about to get introduced to what is one of the biggest characters out there in movie history. That would be Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Oddly enough, this is his youngest Wolverine role, and he's the smallest looking Wolverine. He really took into the role after he did this first movie. He's really religious with it. He gives everything, gives his all to it. He just got super buff and super in shape over the last quarter century just for this role. And I've actually heard and read different reports from him saying that he eats like chicken for every single meal and doesn't eat sweets, and he's super strict on his regimen. When he filmed the Wolverine, he even would go up to 24 hours making himself go dehydrated, not drinking anything, because if you do that, your muscles pop out even more. So he would do that before shirtless scenes.
Even in this one, or just
not in this one?
Oh, okay.
In the Wolverine is when he started that.
Oh, okay. I say, yeah, this is definitely the smallest I think he's ever looked as a Wolverine.
Yeah, for sure. Not that I'm in shape, but I almost think that putting me in the gym for half a year, I could almost look to the size he is in this one.
I wouldn't mind looking like him even in this one.
Oh, me neither.
It would take me a lot of work to get there.
Yeah, the man's 55, nearing 60, and he's still pushing for.
I'd have a better shot looking like the Blob right now.
I feel like that. Well, I was gonna say, I feel like the guy laying on the couch right now, drunk. But.
Yeah, right.
And there we have Rogue, played by Anna Paquin. She's quite a young character in this movie. A little bit different than what her comic character was. She was much more powerful, much more stronger in the comics. More centrally focused. She was one of the team members of the X-Men. In this movie, they took her in a slightly different role. She's centrally focused, but she's much younger, not part of the X-Men team, nowhere near as many powers. So it's always interesting how movies will, slightly go off track or just take their characters in a little different down the road.
That's one, talking about how they're changing stuff. I remember hearing something recently about how in this one, I think this was the first one to really showcase it, how they took away a lot of the spandex from the characters.
Oh, yeah.
Which, at the time, though, I kind of think it made sense. I don't know if people would... At the time, I don't think people would have liked the bright colors.
I would agree.
I don't know if the world was ready for that back then.
Yeah. I don't think so, and I think that's what made... In Deadpool and Wolverine, that's what made Wolverine's yellow suit so special.
Yes.
Because it took 25 years to see that.
Yes.
But
and actually, I feel like the way they did it, especially in Deadpool and Wolverine, they did it really well. It didn't feel just like spandex. It felt like an actual tactical suit, kinda.
It did.
You know, it didn't look like just basic spandex. Like
Yeah.
I think if they would have done that back then in 2000, it would have just been spandex.
Probably.
So I think leather was kind of the right choice.
I would agree. Little fun fact I want to throw in here right now when Wolverine is putting up a little fight with this bald guy here. This actor, actually this guy, he's got it by the throat. That guy's not an actor. This is the only movie he's ever starred in. When he was a cameraman on set, and when they wanted to film the scene, there was no extras that looked like they could fit the role of somebody going up against Wolverine, so they had this man play the role.
Nice.
And one thing I love about this movie, just like right now, seeing Wolverine's claws come out, the first two X-Men movies especially are so grounded in the effects. There's hardly any CGI. It's practical. Everything looks really good. And just movies nowadays, I feel like, are too CGI heavy, and sometimes movies nowadays don't look as good as they did back when this X-Men movie came out.
No, I get really pulled out of films these days due to all the CGI.
Yeah.
I'm not against the use of CGI by any means, but I wish movies worked harder at making it disappear as opposed to using it for everything in the film.
I would agree.
There's just, I feel like back then, again, they granted it probably costs a lot more back then. I don't know. I know these days a lot of times they use it because it's cheaper than building actual sets and stuff like that. But here they used it very sparingly, and things oftentimes looked a lot better.
They did.
One of my favorite examples is The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing versus, I can't remember what year it was out, but like the prequel.
2011.
Yeah. The John Carpenter's just looked so good. I mean, there's parts that look fake, but I kind of love it. It's kind of like look at the original Star Wars too.
Yeah, I would agree 100%.
Yeah, I would rather see the miniatures, and I'm a big fan of the old Japanese Godzilla films, so I love the miniatures. I love a guy in a rubber suit. Not in a weird way, but yes, I just like the more realistic it can look, the better, and the more practical it is, I think the better it is.
For sure. And case in point, a fantastic film, but the new Predator movie, I felt like the 1987 Predator looked way more real than the new Predator in this movie.
Yes. Yeah, it wasn't a bad story necessarily, but just a lot of I guess like the suit itself was mostly practical. But because the face had to emote so much, they went with CG, and I definitely preferred, I don't know, I guess the lack of emoting.
I would agree. Just like when the Predator revealed his face in those first two Predator films, he just looked.
Oh, he's still scary. Yeah, he looks gross, but that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
And in the newer one, I like the newer one, I really do, but it just, I don't know, it feels very family oriented, and I guess I never really wanted the Predator to be a family oriented film.
I didn't either. I was kind of disappointed with the PG-13 rating, but it made a lot of money, so I understand.
Yeah, these days they want to appeal to a wider audience. I get it. It's got to make money, but fuck that.
Hey, after we got Logan being an R-rated Wolverine movie, I know you want to go back to PG-13 with him.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we will at some point here.
I mean, he's kind of the exception of the rule, because he started off as PG-13. I mean, look at the Wolverine origin, or X-Men Origins Wolverine. You know, that was a very PG-13 film, and even the follow-up to that was PG-13. And then you got Logan, which was R.
Yeah, hardcore R.
And that one, I don't remember how good that did in the box office, but I think I could probably look it up. But that one, it did really good. I think I remember, if I remember right, I loved that one, and that's definitely one of my favorites out of the bunch.
I would agree with that. I don't want to spoil this for my first podcast, but if I had to pick an all-time favorite number one movie, I would say Logan. So right now in the film, we're seeing Rogue finally caught up with Wolverine. Wolverine just flew out of his car, hit a tree from Sabretooth, and all the snow in this scene was all fake. They filmed they filmed this during the summertime. They couldn't find anywhere to go that had snow, so all the snow was brought in and just made just for the scene.
I really didn't know that. I thought it was. So was it actual snow that was made then?
That I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Because I know in like some movies, like A Christmas Story, a lot of times it was like a soap type material.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if this.
But like this looks like real snow. Like it's sticking to him like it's real snow.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when they use like that soap or that fake snow, whatever it is, it doesn't stick to them like real snow.
Okay, this mustn't be that.
If you're not from an area that doesn't have snow, you can tell when snow sticks to someone properly.
That's true.
If you've ever fallen in the snow.
So here's Sabretooth. He's one of the Brotherhood of the Mutants. He's a henchman under Magneto. He's always been a rivalry of Wolverine. They go way back in the comics. And a lot of the comics, they're even half-brothers. They don't really acknowledge that in this movie much. They lean into that into X-Men Origins Wolverine.
So, opening weekend for Logan was over $88 million.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So they definitely, on a budget of $97 million. And that was, so they didn't make it back quite in the first weekend, but it didn't take them long to make their money back for sure.
I could be wrong, but I thought that was one of the biggest R-rated superhero movies
at the time. Yeah.
Okay, I think
Deadpool hit $1 billion.
All three of them probably surpassed that one.
I don't know about all three of them. I can't speak for all three of them, but I know Deadpool and Wolverine hit $1 billion.
Okay.
Because I remember they used Deadpool's ass to represent the B in $1 billion. But who doesn't want to look at Ryan Reynolds' ass, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, David Park, right?
Ray Park.
Ray Park, damn it.
Ray Park.
David Park's from one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay.
Ray Park. Darth Maul.
Yes.
Those are the only two things I know him from is Toad and Darth Maul.
Yeah. Same here. That's all I can think of offhand. I think he's a stuntman, so he does a lot of stunt work as well. And he actually doesn't even use his voice in most of his acting roles. This is his first role that he actually used his own voice. Otherwise, he's always dubbed over.
Okay. Let's say he doesn't. I don't know if he talked at all as Darth Maul. If he did, very little.
Very little. He had a couple lines.
And even in this one, I think he only says one or two things.
Yeah, it's not many. So Toad is another one of the Brotherhood of the Mutants with Magneto and Sabretooth.
So who do you like better? What's his name? Lee Shriver or this guy?
Tyler Mane. This is Tyler Mane in this film. He looked the part really well, and I thought he did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
But I really loved Lee Shriver.
Okay.
He was one of my favorite characters in all the X-Men movies, honestly. Okay. And I was really hoping he'd come back in Logan.
Yeah.
I thought he would have done a really.
I always liked this guy better. He just, I felt like he fit the idea of Sabretooth better.
Okay, makes sense. He definitely looks the part better.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I also hate it when they kind of just retcon things. Like, you could have made the case that was still him. I guess they never denied that it was him.
True,
but obviously they look very different.
Yeah, and they look different. They act different.
Yeah,
there's not much similar minus their name.
No.
And that's
do his claws even really grow in this one, or do they just kind of stay out? Do they even?
I think they grow in both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, but kind of like we were saying before, the first three X-Men movies, they're kind of like boom, boom, boom in a timeline, but after that they get convoluted, and that's where, in your mind, you could say they're the same Sabretooth, or you could say they're different ones. one of those things.
And not that there weren't other superhero movies prior to this, or even other Marvel movies, but this was kind of what kicked off the craze.
Yes.
This is one of the first movies that really kicked off the superhero craze.
It was. And actually what saved Marvel was near bankrupt, and they haven't had any good films put out in the 90s and prior to that. For whatever reason, they decided to make the R-rated Blade movie, and that was out in 1998. That made enough money to save Marvel from going bankrupt, and then they went into this X-Men film, and from there it's kind of history.
Which is funny that an R-rated movie is what saved them. And granted, I love the Blade movies.
There's only one Blade.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He was Wesley Snipes, but that always felt like way more of just a vampire movie than any sort of comic book movie.
It did.
And I think even by today, it still holds up as just simply a vampire movie.
Yeah, and sorry, Mom and Dad, but I think I watched that when I was 8 years old. But at the time, I don't even know if I knew it was a superhero movie.
I don't think I did either. I didn't even really know it was a Marvel movie. I didn't know at the time, though. I didn't even know Blade was a Marvel character.
I don't think I did either.
I was not big into comics as a kid. Besides, I think I had some Batman and Superman comics. It wasn't until Spider-Man came out in 2001, 2002.
Yeah, 2002.
Yeah, I started getting into Spider-Man and Spider-Man comics a little bit. He's probably, out of all superheroes, he's probably the one I know the most about.
He is a popular character.
Yeah.
So I'm a big Spider-Man fan as well. Little cat cameo there for you. There's Kitty Pryde. She has a little cameo in this movie. She's in the first 3 X-Men movies. She's played by 3 different actresses. She doesn't have a big role until the 3rd film.
I'm willing to bet at this point that she's going to get recast again.
I would guess so.
Yeah. Not going to go any further into that one. I don't want to piss anybody off, but just going to say that.
Yeah. So here's Sir Patrick Stewart. He's playing Professor Charles Xavier. He is a very noble, well-known actor. He has played a huge role in Star Trek as Captain Jean-Luc Picard for many years. Then he kind of retired from that and transitioned into Professor Charles Xavier. And he's playing that since 2000, and I think his most recent film was in Doctor Strange in the So his most recent portrayal as Professor Charles Xavier was in the most recent Doctor Strange in the
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness. They're a tongue twister for you today.
Which their whole multiverse was like 3 different universes.
Wasn't much madness, but
no. Besides the one scene that they went into several different ones, but it was just like them rolling through different universes. Yeah. Which I enjoyed the film, but with the name of Multiverse of Madness, I definitely expected more.
So did I. I think I was expecting what Doomsday might be doing by pulling in characters from all different old movies.
Yes. Well, yeah, because Doomsday is going to lead into Secret Wars. I know a little bit about Secret Wars. Excuse me. Just that they're pulling in different characters across different timelines, and it's going to end up in a big war, basically.
Yeah.
So I definitely expect that we're going to get, like, Tobey Maguire, which I think there's already rumors circulating around that. Well. It's not a spoiler. I have no idea. That is just my guess.
Yeah, anything with Doomsday here is just a guess on my end, too.
Yeah.
I've also heard that Ioan Gruffudd might be coming back as Mr. Fantastic from the first Fantastic Four films. Once again, rumor. Not sure if that's going to happen or not.
I think that'd be cool, though. I would actually love to see all 3 Spider-Men on screen again together.
That'd be a lot of fun.
I doubt it's going to happen, but it'd be cool.
It'd be cool, and I'd love to see a 4th Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire to show him as an older, grittier Spider-Man balancing.
That would be really cool. And I think I have seen... I know it's not Tobey Maguire, but I have seen, I think, set photos of Spider Noir
Okay.
from as Nicolas Cage from Into the Spider-Verse, and
That'd
they're
be
doing
fun.
a live action version of that. And I don't know much about Spider Noir, but it's like that'd be really cool. I think that'll be interesting. Again, just another way for Sony to hang on to the Spider-Man name, because if they don't make a movie every so many years, I think the rights go back to Marvel, which is Disney.
Which, nothing against Sony, I don't want to diss anybody, but you have Spider-Man, which is one of the most popular comic characters ever, and they're making movies on random no-name villains
Yeah,
that nobody really cares for. And
I think they should have just kept working, even if it meant working with Disney. I think they should have kept doing that if it meant putting out better films.
I agree.
Because to me, it would have been at least. Well, I don't know. I don't know who would. It definitely would. No matter what, Disney's always going to make sure that it benefits them.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. They're always going to get a bigger chunk of the pie. But in the long run, I think it still could have benefited Sony.
I would agree.
I don't know all the logistics. I'm sure there's someone out there who knows way more about all of that than I do. I don't have enough time to devote to all of that. I would love to see... I really wish Sony would put the time in and make better films. Like, I was excited for both Morbius and Craven. And I couldn't even make it through Craven. I got like 45 minutes in. I'm like, what is this crap? And I just gave up on it.
I pushed through it. I didn't think it was horrible, but I didn't think it was anything special by any means. Once again, it could have been a fun movie about a fun character had you thrown him in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
I really enjoyed the first two Venom films. The third one was a bit of a letdown for me. They kept teasing a Spider-Man crossover, and it just never happened.
I'm not sure what the point of that was.
No.
That was a huge tease, and that would have been an awesome crossover.
Yes, I would have loved to see that, especially Tom Holland, Tom Hardy. It would have been super cool, even if it would have been like a short scene. But just to, we saw them in the same film, but they weren't anywhere near each other. Yeah. No, we saw Tom Holland on a screen and Venom lick it. It's like, okay. I mean, it was a cool teaser, but that's all it was.
That's all it was. And then I think it was in the next Spider-Man film, No Way Home. At the end of that, Venom was pulled out of the MCU and shot back into his Sonyverse.
Yeah.
So it was a really big tease. I'm not sure if they had other plans for it and something didn't work out, or if that's all they wanted to do. I don't know, but it was kind of a letdown. So now we're getting our first glimpse at Mystique.
Yeah, I remember seeing this and like, I don't know if this is appropriate for me. Kind of reminded me of that scene in the Titanic when Jack was drawing what's-her-face.
Oh yeah, Kate Winslet or Rose.
Yeah, and I remember my mom putting her hands over my eyes, and I like grabbed her hands and I split the fingers open because I wanted to see it. God, I can't get over how young Hugh Jackman looks in here.
So young, yeah. And what a way to make a name for yourself. Had he not got the Wolverine role, he very well may not be where he is right now in the acting world. Prior to this, he was in a couple films that hardly anybody heard of, and he was a Broadway actor. He's very musically talented. And somehow they got wind of him to come play Wolverine. He jumped up at the role. I had read that 3 weeks into filming, he wasn't looking or doing the part up to snuff like they wanted him to, and they threatened to fire him. And from there on, he put all the dedication in the world to it, and he actually credits his ex-wife a lot with it, because she's the one who gave him the push to keep doing it and get into that Wolverine menace.
Yeah, it's hard. I couldn't imagine him not as the Wolverine.
Yeah.
There's some good candidates out there, though. I've definitely kind of had, like, there's a few of them that I would have liked to have seen play him. At this point, though, I don't think it's going to happen.
I could have seen maybe Tom Hardy, but I think it's too far gone now.
Yeah, I always thought Daniel Radcliffe, I thought would have been a cool one.
Okay.
Just because he's shorter, but if he would have buffed up, Like, I think he would have made a cool looking Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he still kind of has that boyish charm to him,
Yeah.
you know. And I think that's just something he's never going to get rid of. But he could have kind of shook that Harry Potter ness.
Yeah. Can you imagine going from one extreme to the other?
Yeah.
Harry Potter to Wolverine.
Yeah, but at least it would have been maybe a little more. Okay, I can handle being the Wolverine over Harry Potter for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because a character actor like that, he's going to be Harry Potter forever.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, one of the things that Hugh Jackman had done while filming these movies, playing Wolverine, he wanted to somehow feel the intenseness that Wolverine goes through. He wanted to get into character. So by accident, on set one day, shortly into filming, he woke up at 5 a.m., jumped in the shower. The shower was ice cold, but he knew he couldn't scream or get mad or anything because his wife was sound asleep, so he wouldn't wake her. So he kept all that tension and pressure built up inside of him without screaming. So after that, he intentionally, every morning on set before he would film, would take ice cold showers to try and get into that tenseness of Wolverine.
See, I'm not a fan of that. Do you take cold showers ever?
No, I've tried it for like a couple seconds once in a while, but I can't handle that.
The only time I can do it is if it's really hot out. Like really, like if I've been working outside all day long in the heat, I have come home and taken cold showers. That's about it, though. I can't like do it first thing in the morning or anything. Or like when I was out Sturgis riding all day, I would go back to camp and I'd take a cold shower just to cool off.
Yeah.
Because it was when I was out there, it was like 90 plus degrees, and for some people that may not be hot, but I am from the north woods of Wisconsin, and that's hot to me. I'm not built for that kind of weather. As enjoyable as it was, I'm just not built for that.
Yeah.
I was just reading here. It says, I know we're away from that scene yet, but it says Hugh Jackman got his testicles caught in his harness after a 6-foot jump off the set's Statue of Liberty.
Ooh, couldn't imagine that.
Right. I bet he was singing soprano then.
Probably. So right here, it's interesting because Magneto and Professor X are old friends. They go back way when. And they both agree with each other that mutants and humans need to coexist, but they do it on such different terms. In this scene here, Magneto is trying to devise some sort of weapon, if you want to call it, that will turn humans into mutants, kind of forcing everybody to coexist. Where Charles Xavier is more or less the opposite way, where he wants people to come to his school, and politically everybody coexist being humans and mutants.
I mean, if I got to choose my power, I probably wouldn't mind being a mutant.
I think I'd be a mutant as well.
Yeah. Although, even if I didn't get to choose my power, I might still kind of want to try it. Like,
I'll take any power.
it might be worth. Yeah. If there is like a better chance of it improving my life in any way, I guess I could try it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Deadpool. I mean, he's ugly as sin, and everybody loves Deadpool.
Very true. I don't know if I could have went through what he went through to get his power.
No, hell no. Yeah, being tortured like he was?
Oh.
Jeez.
That would not be fun.
No.
What if you get to go to after Francis afterwards? Might be worth it, I don't know.
So, weird question. And maybe someone knows the answer to this. I don't. So, Magneto has that helmet, which helps keep people out of his mind, right?
Yep.
Why is it so... Wolverine has a metal... not just a metal skull, but a adamantium skull. How come people could still read his mind?
I guess I don't know the technical answer to that.
I'm sure there is someone out there who does know the answer. If you do,
Probably.
and you're able to, I don't know where I'm going to post this. I'm going to try and post this everywhere I can. If you're able to comment, tell me, or at least give me a link to where I can read it, because I'm sure someone knows the answer.
Yeah, not sure if it's the metal it's made out of or
Yeah,
whatnot. Yeah, I guess I don't know that technical answer.
yeah, because I know Juggernaut's helmet can do that, and obviously Magneto's helmet can do it.
Yeah.
Those are the only two that I know of offhand. So I don't think it's, if I remember right, Juggernaut in the comics is like Xavier's stepbrother or something.
Step or half brother?
Yeah.
I believe so.
It may depend on what comic you're reading
That's
too.
very true too, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure in the movies they're not related in the least.
I don't think
I don't
so.
think they've ever hinted at that.
No. I don't even know if they know of each other's existence in the
No.
movies.
Even in the well, we had two different Juggernauts in the Deadpool movies.
Which is kind of interesting how they did that, but well, I guess the one is in the void, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I did like that they did a more comic book accurate one in the second Deadpool.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And that was actually Ryan Reynolds playing that role as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Which at the end of that, spoiler alert, at the end of Deadpool 2, the Juggernaut did crawl out of that pool. He didn't die. So he may be back down the road. We'll see.
I could see them bringing him back.
Yeah.
I don't see them bringing Cable back though.
And I don't know why. Josh Brolin, I thought he was a great character. I loved him. I don't know.
He's good enough to be Thanos, but not good enough to be Cable.
I guess not. Who knows? Maybe we'll see him come back as Thanos.
I thought I heard a rumor. Again, just a rumor for Doomsday. I thought I heard a rumor that he was coming back as Thanos in Doomsday.
I'd be fine with that. That'd be fun.
And I really wouldn't be surprised. Now, I don't know a lot about Doomsday himself. I do know some of the stuff about him, but I do know he's really powerful within the Marvel Universe.
He is. I don't know a lot about him myself, but I think he's one of the most powerful beings in the universe.
Which actually, he's probably, for as powerful he is and as popular, he's never been one of my favorites as far as bad guys go. So I mean, maybe this will change my mind. You know, I kind of like Iron Man. I never thought much of Iron Man till Robert Downey Jr. started playing him in 2008.
Oh, sure. Hell, I didn't even know who Iron Man was until the movie came
I knew
out.
who he was. I actually had I did have one comic of him prior to 2008, but I didn't know a lot about him. I just, like I said, just one comic, and I didn't even know much about comics at the time. Like I thought it was gonna be the whole story, and I read it. And I'm like, well, it just ends. What the hell happened?
There's only 500 more after that.
Right? Yeah. I was so out of the loop with comics. Although where I grew up, where we are now, we didn't have comic book stores or anything like that. So we were out of the loop on a lot of that stuff. We just couldn't. We didn't have regular access to a lot of that. And of course, I was born in 1990, so this was, we had internet kinda, but it wasn't good internet.
Dial up.
Yeah, mostly it was dial up, and even then, when internet got somewhat good, it was still dial up because I grew up 13 miles from the nearest town.
I grew up a little, closer to Milwaukee, but down there we were in the country too, and we had dial up for a long time as well. And I remember you had to sit there for 15-20 minutes waiting it to just load.
Yeah.
To connect.
Yeah, it wasn't until I moved out that my parents finally got like halfway decent internet. And even then, I didn't have good internet till maybe 10 years ago.
I actually just got high fiber optic cable. I actually just got fiber optic cable or internet myself a few months ago. So it's kind of nice to be up in the modern times.
Yeah, you were actually behind me on that one, surprisingly, just because of your location.
Yeah.
Which is funny because at this point you actually live closer to town than I do. But just the way they wired it, I was able to get it first.
Yeah, and a long driveway through and some wrenches.
Yeah. Yeah, because I live 5 miles outside of the nearest town. Which is nice for me because it's not a half-hour round trip just to go to the store. I always thought this part was really weird with him popping out of the ocean. And I didn't know what was this is. I thought he was turning into a jellyfish or something.
I did too at first.
And I think, what is it? His cells are just trying to adapt, right?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it causes a molecular breakdown.
Yeah, and exactly, and you find out what Magneto doesn't work. So if he executes his plan, he's not turning humans into mutants. He's just murdering a bunch of humans.
Oh, Stanley.
Oh yeah, there he is. Stanley, the writer of the comics, he cameos in almost all these Marvel movies.
One of his many, many cameos.
For a while, there was a rumor that he was playing the same role in every film, and he was playing continuity, but I don't think that ever came out to go anywhere.
They did kind of pay it off in one of the, I think it was the second Guardians movie.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, with the Watchers, I believe they're called. The guys with the really big heads.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Uh,
I think I remember that. That was an end credits scene, wasn't it?
It was, they were doing that, like, it wasn't an end credit scene. I think the Watchers did end up in an end credit scene somewhere, but it was like, what was it? They were jumping through the portals. I can't remember what they were called in that movie offhand.
Okay, I'm not sure either.
Yeah, but he was like sitting there talking to the I don't think he himself was a Watcher, but he was like an informant or something for the Watchers. Again, someone I'm sure there's someone out there who knows exactly, and they're like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Just shut the hell up.
I'm sure.
As much as I would love to just like sit here and know all the lore or just know all the background on all these films, I am into way too much different things to just sit down and learn all about all the Marvel movies or any of that.
Yeah, too many hobbies for me too.
Yeah.
Movies are one of my biggest ones, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've always loved movies since I was young.
So where Professor X is going right now, that's called Cerebro. This is where he goes to really focus in, uses powers, uses this machine that him and Magneto built together, and he really focuses in on trying to locate mutants with this thing. So right now he's looking for Rogue. So one interesting thing, back in the late 80s, there was a crossover comic between Star Trek The Next Generation and X-Men. And in the comic, they talk about how Captain John Picard looks very similar to Professor X.
Huh.
Next thing you know, he's played by the same actor.
I did not know that. That's funny. So I know you're a Star Trek fan, but are you a fan of that particular bit of Star Trek as well?
Yeah, I'm a Trekkie. I'm not a huge Trekkie on the shows. I'm a movie fan.
Okay.
But I definitely like the Next Generation movies. I'm more partial to the original cast, though, the Captain Kirk crew.
Okay. Yeah, I've only ever seen the more recent Star Trek films. I think it was just, there's 3 of them, right?
3, yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen the first 2.
And those, once again, I'm a Trekkie, but those first 2, all 3 are good, but the first 2 are some of my favorite films, period.
Oh, really?
Those are phenomenal to me. And they're 2 of those, a lot of practical effects, they look really good. They don't look fake now. But
it's hard to say if I have a favorite film. Like, I definitely have, like, favorite films. Just, it kind of, like, depends on the genre, and yeah, it kind of just depends on the genre, and I don't know, more sometimes my mood.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes it's like, oh, I love that movie, but I don't want to watch it today at all.
I feel that way all the time with some movies.
Hell, some of my favorite movies I haven't watched in, like, one of my favorites is Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. Couldn't tell you the last time I watched it. It has been years since I've watched that movie.
That is a good movie.
Yeah.
Same here. I haven't seen that in a very long time.
Yeah, I absolutely love that film, but I know it's cheesy, but again, it's one of those movies you take the good with the bad.
Yeah, for sure. That's back when Nicolas Cage had a string of really good action films.
Yes, yeah, that was, in my opinion, his heyday for good movies, for sure.
What do you have, like The Rock?
Yeah, The Rock,
Con Air.
which is another. I really like Con Air. That was a good one. Face Off.
That was a little cheesy, but very good.
Yeah, that one was very cheesy. I just saw a meme the other day. It's like, "Happy birthday, Nicolas Cage," and it showed a picture of John Travolta.
That's funny.
I'm like, how many people are actually going to get this reference? Not many.
Because
like, unless you are somewhat a fan of that film, like, not a lot of people are going to get that. Or just even a Nicolas Cage fan.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been in a lot of, like, good movies in a long time.
No, lots of movies with a lot of lower budget films.
Yeah, the last good one I kind of liked with him. I know he was in a horror, like, was it Long Legs or something like that? I haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't either.
But the last one I saw that I did enjoy with him was, like, Renfeld. But he wasn't even, like, the big character in that one. I mean, obviously a lot revolved around him in it. He was Dracula.
Yeah.
But I can never remember the kid's name. You know, but oh yeah.
Oh, that was Nicholas Hoult.
Yes, actually, who was also an X-Men.
Yeah, plays the Beast in the first class.
Yes. But yeah, he and was it? I think Awkwafina was also in that film.
She was. Yeah.
Who was also she was in Shang-Chi.
That's right, she was.
Which now that all the Marvel movies are connected. You know.
Which I wonder if we'll see her pop up anymore.
Oh, I don't know if they're gonna. I have not heard at all if another Shang-Chi movie is coming out or not.
Okay.
If there is, I would assume she's gonna be in it.
He himself, that actor, is listed for Doomsday.
Is he? Okay.
So he'll be in that. I don't know if any supporting characters will come over from that.
I think a TV show is coming out. I have no idea what it's called. I know it's Marvel based because I know Trevor is in it.
Okay.
Or what's the Mandarin?
The Mandarin, yeah.
Yeah, which is such. It's like, how are they still running with this joke?
No.
I just feel it's like, can you guys just, like, it was a flop. You guys failed at that one. You pissed a lot of people off with it. Can you just let it die?
Right, yeah.
But it's like they are just hell-bent on redeeming themselves with that.
Yeah,
maybe they will. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll come out and it'll be like, you know what? You guys did it. I love it.
Kudos for them for trying something different, throwing in a twist, but it just didn't connect with people on that one.
No, I think they... And again, not that I know a lot about the Mandarin, but I do know a lot of fans were very disappointed with how that turned out. Because, again, I can't remember the actor's name, but...
Ben Kingsley.
Yes. From what little I did know about him, like, he looked really good as the Mandarin.
I thought so, too.
And, it came across really well. And then, it wasn't a huge letdown for me, but I do feel bad for, like, more of the diehard fans who were like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like, really? At the time, I thought it was funny, kind of, until I started learning more of the background. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about the Mandarin going into that film, so when I watched that film, I thought it was just a really big shock that happened, but it didn't mean much to me because I didn't know anything about the character.
Yeah.
But I could see why that would really disappoint some fans. So this scene right now where this little boy smiles at Cyclops in the train station, that wasn't meant to go like that. This little boy, while filming, just liked the look of Cyclops' visor. Something so different and obtuse. So he smiled at him, and Bryan Singer decided just to keep it in there, keep it in the film like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Sabretooth always talks about Storm screaming, which that is one of her powers in the comics. Does she ever scream in any of the movies? I don't think so.
I don't think she does scream in any of the movies. Not that I recall.
Yeah.
But she's definitely whipped up some pretty big storms in the movies.
She has,
yeah.
Oh, she's badass. She's awesome, and I love Halle Berry. She's perfect for this role.
Actually, I really don't want to see anybody else as Storm. I love her as Storm. She's one of them, and I think she still looks good enough to just continue to play Storm.
Same. I really hope she makes an appearance in Doomsday or Secret Wars.
I know there's talk. For some reason, I don't know if it's true at all. There's talk of Cynthia Erivo playing Storm. I find Cynthia Erivo to be an annoying person, so I don't want her to play Storm.
I would not be a fan myself.
And that's not anything to do with anything. She just seems like an annoying person to me. The interviews I see between her and Ariana Grande just are so cringe. Just like, oh my god, I could not imagine being in the same room with these people.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the second Wicked movie because
I
just not a huge
saw
fan
bits
of
and
them.
I'm not even really a big fan of unless we're talking about like movie history, which I do have a lot of appreciation for like older films. I like The Wizard of Oz in that regard, but I'm not a fan of like all the lore of Wizard of Oz and everything.
Oh, sure.
I have a cousin who's a big fan of Wizard of Oz, and she can, her and I discuss like Wicked and all that, and she knows a lot more about all that than I do. But I always find this stuff, so I just asked her opinion on it. It's, she's like, the films weren't really what she wanted. Although, from my understanding, she didn't really care for the books either. There was some really weird stuff that didn't feel very Wizard of Oz-y.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I guess they talked about, like, the Wicked Witch of the West's pubes in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess I found kind of weird. It's like, boy, I thought this was always a very, like, kids-oriented thing.
Yeah.
I've always seen Wizard of Oz as a very kids thing.
So did I.
So to me, I found that a weird thing to be talking about. Boy, that one's like way off track. But
I don't know much about the Wizard of Oz lore myself, but I actually, a couple days ago, just came across online that looks like it might be a B movie. I'm not sure, but there's a horror film coming out that takes place in the Land of Oz.
oh, really?
Yeah.
You ever see Return to Oz?
I have not.
That one, I thought that was. I remember for years I thought that was a fever dream.
Really?
Yeah, until I was like, we had like a free Stars weekend one time, and the Return to Oz was on there, and I'm like, holy crap, this is a real movie.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I watched it, and I'm like, this is like borderline a horror film. It was so weird, but it was still, by all means, it was still a children's film.
Okay.
It's just a weird children's film.
So one of Professor X's powers, he's one of, if not, well, he's one of the most powerful mutants to ever exist. Luckily, he's a good mutant and knows how to control his powers. However, right now in the scene, he's showing us how he can control other people. He's controlling Toad and Sabretooth right now, trying to stop Magneto. But kind of like we were talking before, Magneto has his helmet on right now, so Professor X can't get inside of his head to control him.
Yeah, he's definitely not a big fan of taking someone's free will away.
No.
So I can say I can respect that a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The only time he seems to do it is if it's putting someone's life in danger. Or if he's stopping someone from dying.
Yeah.
Boy, I hope we're getting all this, because it says we've been recording for 14 minutes. So I'm a little worried that we didn't get this whole thing. But I guess we'll find out at the end.
Yeah.
Hopefully we haven't been doing all this for naught, and we've got to start the whole thing over.
I feel like it's going pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I think it's going good so far. Everyone else is like, no, this is a terrible podcast. You guys should just quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, right.
No, I was reading, and maybe I told you this before, but I think most podcasts don't make it past. If you can make it past your third episode, you're doing better than half of all podcasts out there.
Oh, we'll aim for that.
Yeah, so if we make it past, if we can do at least 3 more movies, we're doing good.
There's a lot of movies out there I don't mind watching and reviewing, so...
Yeah. Oh my god. I was thinking about so many movies. There are so many movies I could pick from just off the top of my head. It's like, what do I want to do? Like I said, I there's so many genres I like. There's so many different types I like.
Same here. I'll go from watching a G-rated kids movie to an NC-17 movie.
Yeah.
Anywhere across the board.
Yeah, today I saw a little TikTok on. You ever see the movie Animal Farm?
No, I have not.
It's based off a book, but it's an animated film, but it's not really meant for kids. It's very political based. And I remember my parents they bought it for me because they're like, oh hey, it's a cartoon. I'm watching it, kind of freaked out. I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh wow.
I thought about doing that one, not to be political by any means, but just it is kind of one of those, like, it definitely makes you think, though, like you look deeper into it.
Okay.
And I didn't like it as a kid because it seemed like a boring film, but I almost look back at it as an adult. As from an adult perspective, it's like, oh, okay, I understand what's going on here. I don't think I'd have my kid watch it because he'd probably have the same feeling, like, what is this crap?
Right.
Although I swear kids these days don't watch movies the same way we did growing up.
I don't think so. Yeah, I look at my kids and love them to death, but I want them to like movies, of course. That's why I like, and they do. But they'll sit there and watch shorts on YouTube.
Yeah, they're yeah. Mine's the same way. He can't sit there and watch. It's rare for him to sit there and watch a movie from beginning to end. He prefers that quicker, that quicker stuff. I like the quick stuff too, but I also like sitting down watching a movie and just kind of escaping from reality for a little while.
I would agree. And I know you and I go to the theater all the time, but I just still to this day love going to the theater because you escape reality.
Yes,
your phone is off. You're not distracted.
Yeah,
attention.
I still love the whole movie theater experience. I think I've loved that again since I was a kid, and I don't. Unfortunately, the experience just seems to keep getting worse. I don't know if it's all movie theaters or just our local theaters. They're definitely not doing much to help. I hope they improve. I really do. I'm not going to sit here and shit or say anything about their business. I'm not going to shit on them. I would like to see them try harder, is all.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Like I said, you and I went to see the most recent Nosferatu, which loved that movie. I absolutely loved that movie.
Very good movie, yeah.
But we saw it, and there was like part of the curtain or something was hanging down in like the corner of the screen. It was bugging the shit out of me through the whole film.
That's all you focused on.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Nosferatu was hiding behind the curtain.
Right.
Funny too, because Nicholas Hoult was also in that film as well.
Yes.
Basically playing Renfield again.
Yeah, he basically played the same role twice. Yeah. I think I did think about that while watching that. It's like, oh, he's playing the same role, just a much more serious version of it now.
Yeah.
I really. It's funny. I only knew about that movie because of SpongeBob.
That's funny.
I think there was a lot of people who said that too.
There were, my kids even recognized that too. They would see trailers for Nosferatu on TV, and they said right away, "That's from SpongeBob."
Right.
Yeah, back to the theater experience. As a kid, my dad, he's into movies too, not as much as myself, but he would take me and my brother to the theater, and we had a lot of fun. I remember seeing Star Trek movies, the first Spider-Man. My very first movie ever in the theater was Jurassic Park when I was 3 years old. It was just a lot of fun. I remember that a lot, and I still go to the theater with my dad. My sons have been coming to the theater a lot with me. Sometimes, my sons, myself, and my dad will go. It's just a fun thing to do, and I want to keep that going. And I hope that other families around do the same thing.
I'm surprised you remember your first movie experience. I don't remember mine.
I don't remember that experience. I just know that was the first movie I went to.
I remember watching Jurassic Park, and that had a lasting impression on me. Not in the theaters, but just maybe I saw it in the theaters. I don't know. I just do remember whenever I hear rain on the roof of a car, my thoughts immediately go to Jurassic Park. My entire life.
That's funny.
Because of that movie. That would have been I was about 3 years old when that came out, so that would have been about 3 or 4 years old by the time I actually got to see it. Because VHS back then took like 8 months.
Oh, it took a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when the 98 Godzilla film came out, and I could not wait for that movie to actually come out and have it in my hands. And it felt like a decade to me, being an 8-year-old, and like, when's it coming out? When's it coming out?
Yeah, every time I go on an airplane, then I sit in my seat and buckle up my seatbelt. Those seatbelts are the same exact seatbelts that Dr. Alan Grant can't do in the helicopter in Jurassic Park. So that reminds me of Jurassic Park every time I go on a plane.
I definitely think that's going to be one of the movies we're going to have to do. At least one of the Jurassic Park films. Yeah. Let's do everyone's favorite. Let's do one of the last two ones, because people seem to like those two the best. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Thought you were serious there for a second.
Oh god, those last two were so disappointing.
The last, 2.5 to 3.
Yeah. For being bald, he sure has a hairy chest.
He does.
What is this actress's name?
Famke. I don't know if it's Famke or Famke, but Famke Janssen.
Oh, jeez. I'm not going to remember that at all.
She was, she's played Jean Grey in numerous roles in the XMen universe. She also played a Bond villain in GoldenEye. She was Xenia Onatopp.
I don't think I've seen her in much else, really.
Yeah, she shows up once in a while and stuff.
Does she? I know she was in the Wolverine. Again, Jean Grey. But...
Yeah. She was in I Spy. I don't know if you ever saw it with Eddie Murphy, Owen Wilson.
Probably once. I remember the movie, but
yeah, I haven't seen much or heard of her in much recently.
I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw her in the new Doomsday.
I wouldn't either. I think she'll be in there.
I would imagine.
I would too.
Especially if they probably brought back a fair amount of the original cast.
Yeah. Which I'm really excited for, and I'm actually surprised Disney is going that route instead of the First Class cast.
Probably because the First Class one, especially with Dark Phoenix being one of the last ones, bombed so hard.
Yeah, it really did.
And it probably left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Oh, but you had McAvoy and Fassbender, right?
Yeah.
They both, and Nicholas Hoult, all three of them did really good.
They did.
I'm not even saying Jennifer Lawrence did a bad job either, but just their roles, those three in particular, their roles really stood out, and I thought they all did a really good job at it.
I agree too. I thought Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy were perfect young versions of Professor X and Magneto.
Yes. The films themselves may not have been my favorite, but that doesn't mean that they didn't do a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed First Class. I thought that was a fantastic film. I probably would put it almost comparable to X-Men 1 and 2, maybe just a notch below those.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. Days of Future Past, I would put that up there too. That was fantastic. Having the cast of the young and the old one in there.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, the younger cast just kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
With Apocalypse, that was a letdown, and then Dark Phoenix.
And that was kind of where I lost it, was Apocalypse, because I had a hard time. I wasn't sure where they were going with all of it. I wasn't sure how much more they were going to put out, and how much. I guess it's how much should I emotionally invest into all of this right now?
Well, then Apocalypse himself, he was the first mutant ever. He's the oldest mutant, the most powerful mutant,
mm-hmm.
and they just didn't prove that on screen at all.
Yeah,
it was kind of a blah to me.
Yeah. Well, and again, I never saw Dark Phoenix. And I know they kind of tried that in X-Men 3. It was really, I think, a really watered-down version of it.
Yeah.
I don't know the entire storyline, but I do understand it was a very watered-down version of the Dark Phoenix storyline. I wonder, is it just one of those that just does not translate to film well? Or is it just that someone has not done it properly?
Yeah, I guess I couldn't tell you. And there's a rumor again, but a rumor that it might happen in Doomsday.
Oh, really?
If you've seen the teaser trailer with the XMen in there, there's a shot with Cyclops blasting his eyes out, and it's just red, and everything is destroyed everywhere. And rumor has it that that's the Dark Phoenix destroying everything.
Okay.
But we'll find out.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I do have to give to Disney, they do have a lot of misses. With at least recently, they have a lot of misses. But at least when it comes to like the Avengers movies, the big ones, they are overall good.
They are, yeah.
They definitely put a lot into it and make sure that it's a quality product.
For sure. Yeah, those have been nothing but fantastic.
Yeah. And I hope this continues that. Time, I guess we'll see.
We will, yeah.
Because I just heard today that it's going to be like a 3-hour and 45-minute runtime.
I heard that rumor too.
Like, holy crap! They gotta start putting intermissions back in films if they're gonna start doing these long ass runtimes.
Yeah, that's crazy. Which I wouldn't doubt this film would have to have a very long runtime because, in my opinion, there's nothing leading into it yet.
Nothing major, no.
Yeah.
No, I think. Well, the new Spider-Man's supposed to. Does that come out this spring?
That comes out this summer. Sometime.
This summer,
July,
okay.
I believe. And that may lead into Doomsday a little bit.
I doubt that's going to have much of a lead-in, though.
It's going to be pretty grounded and more...
Yeah, I'm sure it'll definitely have some lead-in, but I don't think it's going to have a major tie-in, because it's just, from my understanding, it's mostly just Peter and the Punisher.
That's what it sounds like, and it's like Peter's back to his original roots again.
Yeah, which, I mean, I'm all for. It sounds good to me, and I'm super excited to see John Bernthal, as the Punisher on the big screen.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. What an odd combination, though.
It's like, oh, should they have made this R? There's no way they'd make Spider-Man R, but John Bernthal's Punisher is definitely an R-rated Punisher.
Yeah, he kind of pairs with Wolverine when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Bernthal, I guess like you just said, kind of like Hugh Jackman to Wolverine, he is the perfect actor to play the Punisher.
Yes. Now, I wonder, though, are we going to get a different Punisher in Doomsday? Because I remember hearing rumors that we were supposed to get a different Punisher, like we were supposed to get like Thomas Jane or something in Deadpool.
I had heard that too, which I would have been all for that. That would have been really cool.
Yes, I think having Thomas Jane in there would have been really neat.
Maybe he'll show up in Doomsday.
Very possible.
That'd be really neat.
Obviously, we're not going to... Unfortunately, there's no chance of us getting Ray Stevenson, right? Ray Stevenson?
Yeah.
Not that he was my favorite one. I like the film. There's definitely its perks, but it's definitely... Well, minus the Dolph Lundgren one. It's definitely on the lower end as far as the Punisher films go, in my opinion.
I've only seen that film once back when it came out in 2008, I think, and I don't remember much about it, to be honest. It didn't stick with me, I guess.
It was on the cheesier side, I would say.
Okay.
It definitely leaned more into the cheesiness.
Okay. I've always loved this little scene here where the metal detector goes off when Wolverine walks through and then he sticks up his middle claw at Cyclops. So right here they're wearing their leather suits, which do look the part. They look very sleek, very good for the time. I had heard that those suits are so stiff and hard to work with that the actors said they felt so far from being a superhero. They could barely move in them that they could hardly even get over like a 2-foot wall.
Really?
Yeah, they couldn't even step up.
They use real leather?
I'm not sure what they used. Maybe they did.
Yeah, because if it was real leather, I could definitely see that.
Okay, must have been then.
I mean, even though, like fake leather, it is looser, but still, they probably made the suits just tight to look tight on them.
Probably.
I mean, hell, look at Halle Berry's ass. It's just, Jesus.
Can you imagine even getting that thing on?
Yeah. They had to freaking squeeze her into that thing. She does look good as a platinum blonde, though. I'll give her that. She looks really good as a platinum blonde.
What film was she a platinum blonde in?
This one.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know the term.
Oh, okay.
No, I would agree. Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
know the term. Man, she's perfect as this role. I love her as.
Yeah.
The one thing I guess they kind of dropped off on the wayside is that she had some somewhat of an African accent in this movie because Storm is from Africa. I feel
I
like
did
all the
hear
rest of the
something about
movies,
that.
she's kind of lost that accent.
Yeah.
Actually, in the comics, she was from Africa, and she ends up marrying King T'Challa.
Okay, that makes sense.
One of the comics, yeah.
I guess I never really noticed that she had an African accent in this one.
Okay. Yeah, it's a slightly different accent. Listen to her
But
talk.
I don't feel like she has a lot of... Unfortunately, I don't feel like she has a lot of speaking roles
She doesn't.
in this one.
No.
Despite being very noticeable in this film, she doesn't talk a lot.
No, she doesn't. She has a bigger role in the second and third one.
Yeah.
So do you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning?
The same thing that happens to every... That is one of the worst lines ever.
That was. I don't know why they stuck that in the film.
Oh my god, God, I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
No shit.
Ooh.
I'm not even convinced it killed him.
It may not have.
I don't think it did. I think
Yeah.
it hurt him.
I don't think we'll see him ever again, but...
No, we saw him in Deadpool and Wolverine. That was about it.
Yeah.
But I doubt we'll see him in like Doomsday or anything like that. I don't.
So.
If we do ever see Toad again, it's not going to be Ray Park. It's not going to be. I don't even know if it was Ray Park in Deadpool and Wolverine, to be honest.
Probably not. I don't think so.
But I don't think we'll ever see his Deadpool. I don't think we'll ever see his version of Toad again.
No, probably not.
Did we see a version of Toad in like the First Class series?
Briefly, I think.
Briefly, okay.
I don't know if he was in one or two films, but you saw him a little bit.
Okay. I feel like I remember seeing a slightly younger version of him.
And he looked more like the comic part in that movie because he had the really big glasses on and stuff.
Oh, okay, that's probably what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, here's Toad about to get struck by lightning.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
So one of the few things that was CGI in this film were Storm's eyes. I guess they tried going with contact lenses for everybody that had to change their eyes. Toad had green ones, and Mystique had yellow ones. Halle Berry wore them on set for one day. She can only see about 10%, and she could not handle them at all, so she basically made them CGI her eyes.
I think for her it definitely worked though, because lightning being
It's bright, flashy.
bright, flat. Yeah, one of the few times CG, in my opinion, definitely works in their favor.
Yeah.
Because you expect lightning to look like that.
So Wolverine just stabbed what looked like Storm, which is Mystique. One of his powers, which he doesn't really share that often in the films, he has really good senses, so he can smell. So he could tell by her sense that was Mystique and not Storm.
Yeah, they don't talk about it much, but they definitely show it here and there. I mean, they showed it in the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
Because he smelled Rogue.
Yeah.
And I'd say you definitely see it more in later films.
I would agree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So another interesting fun fact about this film, kind of like we were saying, how Wolverine turns into R-rated and a lot of slicing and dicing and killing. He actually doesn't kill a single person in this movie.
I never noticed that either.
I didn't either. Just realized that the other day.
I'm going to be the facts guy in the next movie.
One thing I didn't know either, which I thought was interesting, and this is just in the film, the comic might be a whole different scenario, but in here, once the Magneto does this thing with this weapon and gets this flow of stuff going to turn humans into mutants, when it goes to the X-Men and the Statue of Liberty here, none of them have a reaction except Jean Grey has a little reaction to it. Supposedly that's what's igniting her phoenix inside of her.
Mm.
Storm frying. Oh yes, a bolt of lightning into a huge copper conductor. I thought you lived at the school.
So I've never been to the Statue of Liberty. I wonder if the inside is as green as the outside. I would assume so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I mean, I know it's copper. I know why it's green on the outside. But I don't know if it is that green on the inside as well.
Yeah, good question.
So the good senator survived his fall. And the swim to shore.
I don't even think you can go inside the Statue of Liberty anymore. At least not in the top.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've never been there. I don't really have a lot of reasons to go to New York myself. That would be one of the things I would like to check out, though, is Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And maybe the 9/11 memorial would be neat to see.
Yeah, for sure.
What is that? Freedom Tower, I believe?
I'm not sure what the name of that is. Ground Zero, I know they call the...
Why do none of you understand what I'm trying to do?
Yeah, this was prior to that, actually.
Yeah,
It's always so weird in movies seeing, like, the Twin Towers.
Yeah. I had actually read, not all that long ago, that back in the 90s, James Cameron was trying to develop a Spider-Man film that obviously never came to fruition, but he wanted the climax to have a fight on top of the World Trade Centers.
Supposedly there is a scene out there of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man doing something between the Twin Towers.
Oh, really?
But because of 9/11, the scene was taken out.
Okay.
I'm sure if you dug hard enough, you could probably find it, or maybe they just deleted it altogether and maybe it's buried. I feel like it's been long enough now. We could look at it and not lose our shit. You know, back then I definitely understand why they did it. I don't blame them. That was very fresh in our minds at the time. I certainly wouldn't have put it in the film.
No,
in 2002,
no.
Less than a year after it happened.
Yeah, that was a shame.
Yeah.
So Magneto is played by... Oh, can't think of his name offhand now.
Ian McKellen?
Ian McKellen, yes.
I actually knew that one for once.
There you go.
Gandalf.
Yes, Gandalf. He's had two huge roles in his career, playing Gandalf and playing Magneto. And he is coming back for Doomsday as an old, battered Magneto, so I'm excited for that. And him and Patrick Stewart actually had to learn how to play chess for this movie.
I did read that, yeah, that they had no idea. Neither of them knew how to play chess.
Which I find interesting.
I mean, I don't know how to play chess. I can play the hell out of checkers, so I can't play chess. I've played it before. I know a little bit about chess, but which is funny that they even had to learn how to play chess. Like, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Like, they don't... To me, like, you just have to...
Just have it sitting there and move
Yeah, like, hey, move that here, move this there.
Yeah.
We're going to take this shot by shot. You move this piece right here. We're going to film that, and then we're going to reset, and then you're going to move this piece here.
Right.
So yeah, here we never knew. I mean, besides like fans of X-Men, like you and I never knew that Sabretooth was supposed to have the same healing abilities as Wolverine.
Correct. Yes. I didn't really know that until X-Men Origins.
No, I didn't either.
When they really put that front.
But again, at the time, I didn't realize that they were technically the same person either.
I didn't either.
Because I really questioned it. It's like, is it the same Sabretooth, isn't it?
And they're so different.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't see Lee Shriver's character having long hair like that.
No way. And now, once again, I loved Liev Schreiber's Sabretooth, and I really wished he would have came back again. But
Yeah.
I think that ship has sailed. Good actor, though. I do like him as an actor.
When I tell you, open your eyes. No, trust me.
You dropped something.
No.
Yeah, back when I saw this, for the longest time, I thought, how could Sabretooth survive this? A fall out of the Statue of Liberty, shot by Cyclops, 2 stabs to the chest.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he could heal himself at the time either.
Do we see him again ever?
No, we don't.
Okay. So for all we know, he might be dead at this point.
True, yeah.
At least within the context of this film.
Yeah.
Or this series.
You can fly right over the torch.
Then let me go. If I don't make it, then at least you can still blast the damn thing.
I always find it so weird, too, when I hear Hugh Jackman's, like, actual Australian accent.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the first time I was like, that sounds nothing like Wolverine. Like, that sounds like some weak guy. Like, Hugh Jackman sounds like a tough guy.
Yeah.
Not that. Now I don't think much about it, really, because I know that's his American accent, but he does it so well.
He does it really well. Another funny thing about him, a few weeks ago I went and watched the film at the theater, Song Sung Blue. Fantastic film. It was Hugh Jackman played a Neil Diamond. He didn't play Neil Diamond. He played a Neil Diamond wannabe in a band, and based on a true story. And Hugh Jackman's character had a bad heart in the movie, so he had heart attacks, and he was always really weak. I just found that it was funny watching that after he plays Wolverine, this tough guy that can heal himself over anything.
Maybe he should have played Elvis, too.
Maybe.
Stop, wait.
I could see him playing Elvis. He's got the chop, literally the chops for it.
Yeah, he does.
He is actually a really good actor, though.
He is, yeah. There's a new movie coming out, I think, at some point this year. I just saw the trailer for it. It's an A24 film, which I love those films. And it's called The Death of Robin Hood. And Hugh Jackman plays the main character in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Looks pretty gritty and dark.
One my wife put on was Les Miserables, and I'm like, nope, I'm not. I closed my eyes, but I'm not watching that movie.
That's one of those movies I saw it once. I thought it was a good film, but it wasn't for me to watch all the time.
I am not a fan of most musicals. Very rarely do I actually enjoy a musical. Well, I don't know musicals just don't make sense to me. People just breaking out in song, just to me is just like the most absurd thing.
If I'm in the mood for it, I love musicals.
Yeah.
If they're ones I'm into, like Les Miserables, I wouldn't want to sit down and watch that.
Like
too often.
one of the few I actually
But-
enjoy is like Sweeney Todd,
Okay.
with Johnny Depp and Vecna from Stranger Things.
Oh, is he in there?
Yeah,
Oh, wow, okay.
I can't remember the actor's actual name, but yeah, he's in that.
Oh, it's Jamie Campbell, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He plays. God, it's been forever since I've seen that movie, but he plays a younger guy in that one. But I didn't realize that was him till recently. I'm like, oh yeah, no shit, that was him.
Well, it's funny how stuff like that works, because there was I want to say it was on Stars, but I'm not sure, but there was a King Arthur show.
Hmm.
It was canceled. It was barely even a season, but Jamie Campbell played King Arthur.
Oh really?
And now he's super popular and everybody loves the guy.
Yeah, we're probably one of two things are going to happen. You're going to see him everywhere, or you're not going to. No one's going to hire him at all.
And that happens too. He might be a nobody after Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Look at every single actor, minus Christian Bale, that's played John Connor.
Right. I did watch American History X recently, and one of the few movies that I actually know Edward Furlong in,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he wasn't in much.
No, it was that, and I've never actually watched it from beginning to end, but Pet Cemetery 2.
I never saw that myself.
Yeah, but those are the two movies that I know Edward Furlong is in. He was going to be in Terminator 3, but I guess he is really struggling with drugs at the time, so that's why they ended up hiring, was it Nick Stahl? Was that his name?
Sounds right, yeah.
I think so. Which I think who was also struggling with drugs, just wasn't as noticeable.
So if you got Terminators from the future running after you, what do you expect?
Yeah, right.
How did we do?
So are we going to want to give a rating at the end of the movie?
Yeah, I think when it's done, we can give it a rating, like our own personal ratings.
Yeah. I use IMDb, the app, all the time. I scour that thing and I rate every single movie I watch on there. So I always give a star out of 10.
Yeah, I should probably set up an actual account and put some ratings on some things. It's hard because there's so many X-Men movies out there right now. I mean, this one still, I think this one still holds up pretty good, though.
It does. It doesn't feel dated to me, where some older movies can start to feel that way.
No, even this, like we were talking the CG. I mean, the CG really doesn't look that bad.
No, it doesn't.
Even like the scene with the politician dude melting, like even that doesn't look too terrible.
No, it doesn't. That looked pretty good, actually.
Like that needle thing, that looks a little dated, but that's not. It's not that bad, really.
No.
But like we were saying, they didn't go too heavy in this film, so the amount of CG that could go wrong as far as being dated is very little. You know.
That's true, yeah. And they did want to keep the budget down on this film. They cut out some scenes they had planned to film and everything. Reason being is because, like we were discussing before, Blade saved Marvel. They didn't want to pour everything into this basket and all of a sudden go bankrupt on this movie.
Yeah. I like how they were able to pause it just in time to catch the eyes.
Live TV 25
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. They had TiVo before everybody else did. Oh, I remember when TiVo came out. That was the coolest thing.
That was the coolest thing.
I never even had TiVo. I had the was it Dish or DirecTV equivalent of it.
That's what we had too. We never had a TiVo either. That's when you could record, pause, and fast forward and stuff, right?
Yeah. We always just recorded our shows. You know, we just always set our shows up to record what we wanted, and
That was so cool, and you could fast forward through the commercials.
yeah. And nowadays, it's getting worse. You can't even fast forward through the damn commercials. I think I'd rather have that back.
Right?
We're looking at getting rid of like Netflix and stuff like that, just because all the prices are going up, and
Yeah.
you're not getting anything extra.
Well, I told my brother the other day, why don't you watch 28 Years Later on Netflix so we can go see the new one next weekend?
Mm-hmm.
He looked it up because it's on Netflix. He said his plan isn't high enough to get that movie. It says it's
What?
unavailable. I told him I never heard of that.
Really? I didn't know that was a thing on there. I know that's a
either.
thing on like
Paramount. and
yeah,
other stuff.
Paramount and I think Amazon. But a lot of times Amazon will at least let you rent it.
Yeah.
Because there's been a few things that if I want to watch it bad enough, I'll rent it on Amazon.
Oh, sure.
Because you get it for like $3-4, which
It's not bad.
no.
Then you can watch it for like 24 hours or something.
Yeah, you have like 40. You have like a month to watch it or something like that. But once you start watching it, you have to watch it within 48 hours.
Okay.
If I remember right.
I actually rented a movie on Amazon earlier this week. One of the first ones I ever rented. It was what was it called? The Long Walk.
Oh, that looked pretty good. I did want
Yeah.
to see that.
It was decent.
That was
interesting.
based on a Stephen King book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one fun thing about that movie is that the sergeant, I think his name was, the main villain,
Mm-hmm.
the guy with the aviator sunglasses, that was Mark Hamill.
Oh, was it?
I had no idea the whole entire movie.
I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah.
Still surprising us
Yeah, right?
years later.
Yeah, he never took off his glasses, and they never showed him really close up in the film, so you couldn't
Oh.
tell.
I always thought this scene was really cool with like the plastic everywhere.
It is.
And I've always had a thing for just like clear stuff like that, so I just thought that was really neat. But boy, the lack of privacy would really suck.
That would suck. I think I would try and jump out.
Right.
Something tells me he won't last too long in there anyway.
No.
Actually, that scene where he does break out in X-Men 2 is an incredible scene. That's
Yeah.
really neat.
The amount of planning that would have to go into that, though, for there to be no metal. Well, you think about it, though, they could still use aluminum. Because aluminum, there's metals out there that are not magnetic.
Okay.
So the idea that they'd have to use plastic for everything doesn't really make a lot of sense.
True. Yeah.
I mean, unless his powers include, he can make magnetic. If he could just do any metal, I don't know.
I think he can do any metal.
Okay.
I don't think it's magnetic. I think it's any metal.
Okay. So if it's any metal, then obviously he's.
Yeah.
Then they would have to use all plastic. Yes.
Yeah.
But if you're talking ferrous versus non-ferrous metals, then yeah, you could use like brass or aluminum, other such metals.
Oh, sure.
I went to school to be a welder originally. See, that's got me in life. So I know a thing or two about metals. I don't remember a lot of it from school, but I do remember a few things. So, we'll probably have to start keeping track of that. I did not bring any sort of pen or paper this time around, but what do you think you'd rate this film?
This film I give an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like my favorite film in the world, but it's a very good movie. Very good, really good X-Men film. Great introduction to all the characters. Great cast. Down to earth. Somewhat of a realistic take on it.
Yeah.
Really, really fun movie for me. I've liked it ever since it came out. It's
All right.
part of my...
Well, I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Basically, same reasons. Just they definitely, as we've seen, there was room to improve, and some of the movies were way less than that. So a few of them were definitely way better. I do think we're gonna have to revisit a few of them in the series. I can't say we're gonna revisit all of them. Logan will definitely be one I think we're gonna have to look at down the road.
I would agree. That and maybe Deadpool Wolverine.
We're definitely gonna visit one of the Deadpools for sure.
Yeah.
Probably that one, but maybe even just one or two of them, just because they're all. I do love all those movies.
They're fun.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to say on this first podcast? Oh, you say something quick. I'm gonna figure out my movie quick.
Well, thanks a lot for listening to our first podcast. I hope everything went all right. Hope you could hear us clearly. Hope you enjoyed it. I know X-Men may not be everyone's favorite movie, but it's a fun movie. A lot of different people can watch it. Thanks for tuning in. Wes here is gonna look for another movie that we're gonna hopefully put out in the next few weeks here.
I'm gonna pause this just real quick while I figure out a movie, and we will let you guys know what our next movie is gonna be. All right, so I have come to a conclusion. We are gonna do the 1999 movie, The Boondock Saints. So find your copy, or currently it is also playing on Tubi. As far as I know, let me look quick here. Oh, damn, Tubi's trying to play it on me. Let me look on IMDb just to see if it's anywhere else. 1 second. So it's playing on, as of this recording, it's streaming on the Prime Video, Fossum, Peacock, Plex, Pluto TV, the CW, Roku, Tubi, and you can rent it on Prime Video and Amazon.
A lot of options.
Yeah. So we are probably going to, we both own a copy of it on DVD and or Blu-ray, so we are going to do that. We hope you all enjoyed our first podcast. Hopefully this recorded and went well. Thank you for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks.